Is Isaiah Hartenstein about to leave the Knicks to join Chet Holmgren in Oklahoma City? Are they about to become the West's newest, biggest problem? But first, Dan Hurley. Did he play the Lakers? You look at the way this situation played out in Los Angeles. LA misses out on potentially a great coach in Dan Hurley when he decides to spurn the Lakers, take a $20 million hit, and stay at UConn. The Lakers reported offer 6 years, $70 million. UConn offered 6 years, about $50 million. Dan Hurley deciding to stay and attempt to three-peat with UConn. But was this all orchestrated ahead of time? Was this a situation where Hurley was simply trying to get more out of the UConn Huskies? You know, when you really think about it, Hurley had nothing to lose in this situation by exploring the Lakers' opportunity. At worst, the worst case scenario was he was going to get more money out of UConn. They were going to have to up their offer because the Lakers became involved. However, he also had the potential to maybe wind up coaching perhaps the greatest player of all time in LeBron James and build up one of the league's glamour franchises in what was reported to be an attempt to build a true program that was going to allow him to build up young talent in LA. So there was a lot of positive here and no negative whatsoever for Dan Hurley. Who was taking all the risk in the situation? It was the Lakers. And the reason why is because this was a very public negotiation. Adrian Wojnarowski made sure of that. So if this didn't work, if the Lakers didn't land Dan Hurley, they were going to be the ones left looking bad. Meanwhile, Dan Hurley, no matter what the outcome was, he was going to wind up getting more money, regardless of whether it came from UConn or the Lakers. So the real question here is, how was contact established? Did Adrian Wojnarowski, on behalf of Dan Hurley, reach out to the Lakers and say, hey, he might be interested, why don't you give him a call? Or was it the other way around? Did the Lakers suddenly reach out to Dan Hurley, maybe through Woj, in order to find out if there was interest there? If it's the former, then all good. The Lakers were shooting their shot. If it's the latter, then just maybe Dan Hurley and Woj knew that they were putting themselves into a no-lose situation and decided to take advantage of the Los Angeles Lakers. Regardless, the Lakers shot their shot. They swung. They missed, and now they're going to have to pivot and find a new head coach and do it very quickly. Now, the Oklahoma City Thunder, I talked about them recently on another video about how I think they could be one of the most fun teams of the summer. They've got cap space, they've got tons of draft capital, they've got a young team with players still locked up on cost-controlled contracts, which gives them a bunch of flexibility, and that's coming off of a season that saw them as the #1 seed in the Western Conference. One of their clear needs, though, is to add a big, and they reportedly have their eyes set on Knicks center Isaiah Hartenstein. Hartenstein was phenomenal for the Knicks this past year, filling in for an injured Mitchell Robinson. He continued to perpetuate the Knicks' grinded-out mentality on the boards. He was a monster on the glass, filling in admirably, and now the Thunder have their sights set on him. So here's the problem for the Knicks. The most they can offer is $17 million. Meanwhile, the Oklahoma City Thunder have over $30 million in cap space to play with. So if they decide they really want Isaiah Hartenstein, and it sounds like they do, they could come in and blow the Knicks away with a big, big offer. Let's say they want to do 2 years, $50 million, $25 million per season. That's significantly more money than what the Knicks can offer. Is it a bit of an overpay for Hartenstein? Probably, but again, they've got all this room to play with, and they already have a great team. They don't necessarily have to worry about building out the rest of their depth. They can go all in after a guy like Hartenstein, still have a little bit of money left over to play with, and they would get his early bird rights at the conclusion of that deal. So as the team gets more expensive, they could retain the services of Isaiah Hartenstein. Of course, they could also do maybe a 3-year deal for $75 million if they really wanted, and maybe make the 3rd year a team option or something like that. Lots of different ways that the Thunder can approach this, but I love the target for OKC, and if I'm the Knicks, I'm worried about the deep pockets that OKC currently has under the salary cap and how they could throw a big offer that the Knicks simply can't touch. Mitchell Robinson was hurt for much of last season, so the Knicks were extremely thankful that they had the quality of Isaiah Hartenstein to lean upon, but they could find themselves in the market for another center should Isaiah Hartenstein get an offer that he can't refuse from OKC. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to comment down below as well. What sort of things do you want to see in the future in this space, and what are your thoughts on Dan Hurley? Did he really play the Lakers? Is that what actually went down? Till next time, everybody. See ya. And stay safe.